quickly is helpful. If they don't fail, then they're not going to be learning in here. And then once they do make those mistakes, then they get into those computational thinking patterns and strategies and come up with some solutions. My son, he is in high school now. And I sit back and think, what would he have been like if he had this starting from our kindergarten level on? What kind of learner would he be? What kind of employee would he be? I mean, he does have some of those skills, but by getting them young, developing the critical thinking skills, they're going to be ready for the job market, any job.
I used to be afraid of failing because I thought if I failed, I wouldn't be good anymore. But I figured out that failure leads to success.
You can find out where your strengths lie to do other things that we can use in life in the future.
All right, so somebody mentioned that they were doing some marketing as part of their short-term plan. Is getting stakeholders engaged through some marketing activities. I mentioned that we had some promotional videos that we did with GPB. That's one of the slots. We have one for computational thinking, one for digital citizenship, and another one that's like a short sizzle video that's a combination of the two. The computational thinking video is, 5 minutes long. The digital citizenship video is 9 minutes long. So they're kind of extensive slots, but the sizzle video is like 2 minutes or something like that. So it's shorter, easier to share at a board meeting or something like that. I put the link for those in the chat. We have a playlist on the CS for Georgia YouTube site, and the link for those is I put it in the chat. So you have access to those videos and use them however you feel. All right, assuming everybody is back now. Next up is building teacher capacity. This is one of the more salient components of developing a plan, is making sure that you have the teaching capacity to actually deliver the computer science instruction. And a lot of where CS for Georgia's early efforts went to is developing teacher capacity. Having an initial PD is great, but it's not enough. There has to be something that's ongoing and sustainable and recurring. So it's great to start off with PD, but then you want to have something that you can also fall back onto later on, continuous PD. PD for teachers in computer science takes on a lot of different facets. One, it can be content knowledge. You have a lot of teachers that are transitioning from one content area into computer science, and therefore they need to develop their content knowledge for CS. Another area that they can grow is pedagogy. Sometimes you can get a potential teacher from industry that has an industry career or background, so they don't have the teaching pedagogy. They got the content, but they don't have the teaching pedagogy. So you got to give them the teaching skill set. Efficacy. We still have a lot of people that view computer science as one of those scary elite skill sets that it's not for everybody. It's for that group of folks over there, and that it's not really for me, and I can't do this. But hopefully after the activity that we did this morning with Sababu, we were able to see that, yes, you too can do computer science. And we know from just looking at that video that there are students who are in elementary school that are able to do amazing things with CS. So helping the teachers build up that confidence that they can engage and participate in computer science instruction is another thing that we work on. And then of course the credential. Teachers can teach computer science with either the CS endorsement or having passed the CS GACE for add-ons. And either of those works. You don't have to do both, just either or. So if you feel like you have a strong background in CS, you've been teaching it a couple of years, then you can just go and take the GACE and add it onto your existing credential and you're good to go. However, if you need the content knowledge and you need the pedagogy and you need a little bit more experience before you feel comfortable to teach computer science, then an endorsement program is probably the way to go. Right now in high school, in order to be considered in field by the Professional Standards Commission, you have to have a computer science credential. There are some courses that will allow you to teach it with an engineering credential, And I believe the web design pathway is still open to business. I have to double check on that. In middle school, we asked them to leave the credential necessary open until the legislation was fully enacted in 2025. So as a middle school teacher, you can teach with either the computer science credentials, a business credential, engineering, math, science. If you have any of those credentials, you can teach a computer science class and be considered in field until 2025. At that point, you'll need to get the computer science credential. So that's just to give the middle school teachers some time to get their credentials up. We already talked about our three-tier PD approach, so we're gonna have to go back into that again. Although we do have some of our CS for Georgia partners here, and I'd love to give them an opportunity to give a quick 2-minute elevator pitch. We can start off with Constellations. Sababo, I don't know if you want to talk about what Constellations is, or if you want Lynn to get on and give an elevator pitch.
I can say something. If she chimes in, I'm sure we'll see her face. So I am one of the Constellations Fellows, as mentioned before, and we started our program in the Metro Atlanta area and actually in Atlanta Public Schools with several schools, and we're branching out even more to other schools in APS as well as other school districts in Georgia, and eventually scaling it out to other school systems all around the United States. But one of our approaches is through coaching teachers. And like Mr. Cox said, you can have a plethora of teachers that are teaching computer science. One that's a new teacher and new to CS content or knowledge. One that's a new teacher, but who already has good content knowledge, CS content knowledge. You could have a veteran teacher who is new to CS, or a veteran teacher who is has the CS content knowledge as well. And we do this through cognitive coaching, reflective coaching, and we work on building teacher efficacy as well, content knowledge coaching also. So I didn't know if I missed something or if Mrs. Diaz wanted to add to that. But you know, we figure we're going to focus on the teachers, thereby affecting more students. So that'll filter down to the students, because we know there are other programs out there that focus more so on the students, but then you still have teachers that still need to be built up and fill these positions that are becoming available because of SB 108.
Excellent. That was right about 2 minutes. Sally asked a question in the chat. She said, can elementary and middle only certified teachers earn the CS endorsement? It looks like only 612 or P12 certifications are eligible. So we're working on that. The intention for the endorsement and for the GACE was for them to be P12. And there is some confusion. So there are some folks that elementary teachers that have gone through the endorsement that can't add it onto their credential. So we're talking with the PSC to get that straightened out. They do plan on correcting that action. So everybody can earn the endorsement. The elementary, of course, is not required, but you know, it's perfectly admissible for them. Let's see. Okay, so the next 2-minute elevator pitch. Alba, you still on? You want to jump on real quick and talk to us about seismic@code.org? There she is. She was ready.
Good to say. I'm trying to. Okay. Yes. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Brian, for allowing us to do this. I'm Alba Gutierrez. I work at Seismic Georgia Tech, and we actually have a partnership. We're the regional partners for Georgia for code.org. We have usually classes that are for K through 5. It's a 1-day workshop, and it's usually for teachers at any level. It doesn't matter if you're a classroom teacher, media center specialist, you know, tech person, whatever you your title is at the school. We usually encourage everyone to take those classes. And then also in regards to the CSD, the Discoveries class, it's actually for 6th grade to approximately 10th grade. You can use the class. So then you could, we usually have that workshops usually during the summer. It's a 5-day workshop in the summer. We're having it this year in July. And then during the year, we have 4 academic workshops that we check, so I could check in with the teachers to make sure how they're doing and how they're progressing along in their work, in their classes with their students. And then also we have our CS principles, which is for high school, and it's for AP principles. So then we have that information on there on the website. I'm actually copying my information. But the CS principles is actually a very, very same format as the Discoveries. It's 5 days during the summer. And then we have 4 follow-up workshops during the academic year. We, as of right now, have spots available and scholarships available. So if your district did not get the CS for Georgia grant, then we could actually go ahead and try to see if we could request grants or scholarships for you all. The cost is $150 just for the to reserve your spot, and then the rest of it will be given in the scholarships if you do qualify for it. These are given by co.org. So just let us know. I actually put my information, as I mentioned, in the chat. And so if you do have any questions, reach out to me. We are hoping to get soon our AP CSA course. So we'll have facilitators. We're excited about that. So yes, in the near future will be coming. We're still kind of working, so I can't announce much more about that, but thank you.
Yeah, and Georgia is going to be one of the pilot states for that course, so we're excited about that. Thanks, Alba.
Thank you.
Tracy, are you still with us? And there she is.
There I am. Hi, I'm Tracy. I'm with the Microsoft Skills program. Our program is all about building teacher capacity. So what we do is we want to add support to the other trainings your teachers may have gone to for high school. So like we partner with code.org, we partner with Project Lead the Way, CS Awesome, and several other curriculum providers that all of your high schools are probably familiar with. But what we do is we find industry professionals in the workforce that are looking to give back to the community and to education particularly, and ask them to partner with a teacher to co-teach computer science. So we'll put 2 to 4 volunteers with a teacher. The volunteers are your content experts to help the teachers learn the content and get that efficacy going that we're all talking about, make them confident in what they're teaching. And we also have, the ability to help them add value to their classes by having volunteers talk about what they do in their real job, and we try our best to have our volunteers match the demographics of the school when possible. So students that don't really see themselves doing computer science maybe can see a professional that looks and talks like them. So we are definitely trying to make sure that teacher capacity goes up. We want to make sure that teachers that have sat through a week or 2 of training over the summer have some support during the school year also. So I have found that a lot of times teachers are really good at computer science, but they don't feel like they are. So this helps give them that leg up. We also have a virtual program. So districts that don't think they have volunteers in their local community, we definitely have a remote program that works really well, and COVID put it to the test this year. So luckily we already had that in place, and we were able to roll over pretty quickly into that. So if any schools are interested in providing support to their high school teachers for the CS pathways, we would love to talk to you, and I'll drop my email address and our website in the chat.
Thank you very much, Tracy. It's a strong 2 minutes. As I like this is in and out. I get the information. Let's see, who else? I think that might be all of our partners. I don't know if Kimball is still on the call. Kimball is one of our new CS for Georgia partners. He might have dropped off. And something that they mentioned is the CS for Georgia grant. So I'll give a brief overview of that. It's up to $25,000 for a school system to build teacher capacity. So you can use it to pay for endorsements. You can use it to pay for training with any of these folks. You can use it to get training on any device that you may have gotten. If you got some microbits and somebody that's training, you can get paid for that. 85% of it has to go to building teacher capacity. 15% of it can go to equipment or curriculum and things like that. And it's a one-time award, so you can only get it once. So if you applied last year and you didn't get it, then you're more likely to get it this year. If you haven't applied, then you're more likely to get it this year. And one of the requirements for applying for the grant is having a computer science plan, which you happen to be developing right now. So, and that's one of the, we do that on purpose so that we can help you work on some plans, and then you can apply for grants and be ready to roll out your implementation of computer science going forward. As I mentioned, you can do the GACE or the endorsement. We do have one pre-service program in the state right now, and that's at Columbus State University. So you can go take, teachers can go to their pre-service program and come out as computer science teachers. I probably need to update this. So we only have one graduate computer science program right now, but we do have a couple of programs that are coming online where their endorsement is attached to or can be attached to a master's degree. A link to the capacity grant. I'll look for one, Lynn. Can be attached to a master's degree. I know Mercer is working on an endorsement that has that you can attach to a master's degree in education, maybe STEM or something like that. I know Georgia State is working on one, and I believe West Georgia is also working on one that they can attach to master's. Oh, and Augusta University, their endorsement program can, I think, be a subcomponent of a specialist degree or something like that. So those types of things we've been encouraging, because if you're going to be a computer science teacher, it'd be nice to be able to earn a little extra cheddar at the same time. We have some FAQs. They're in your folder if you want to know some more about this. And now back to your groups. So the next section is building teacher capacity. There is a rubric, just like there was for the leadership thing. So you go through the rubric, you find out where you are in regards to building teacher capacity in your district. And then you go through and you develop some 3-month, 6-month, and long-term plans for building teacher capacity. And then after that, we come back, we'll deal with curriculum and equipment. So teacher capacity, you have until 150. So we'd like to see you back here at 150. Are there any other questions before we break out and get back to work? If there are no questions, then have at it. And we'll pop around and check on some of you all in your rooms to see how you're doing.
And if your district just joined us a few ago, let us know you're here. You know, tell us your name, county, position.
Yeah,
then you have a break, and then you have a breakout room to get working.
Yeah, and we'll help you get started if you're just joining us.
Oh, facilitators, there is a session for you as well. If you need to meet, or if you have questions or comments. Yes, facilitators, whatever county you are helping in the morning, you can go back to in the afternoon. And then I think Mr. Cox is going to add a link to the grant information. I know someone had a question about the grant opportunities. All right, I'm gonna start hopping around, checking on everybody. Oh.
To the community in a formal format at a following board meeting after they approve whatever we change to get final approval, or do we just move forward from there?
I do think so. Like one of the things we did this year was we created a web page on the district website for gifted. I assume that we're.
Hey, Brian.
What's up?
Hey, I believe you were probably projecting sound. Don't know where it was coming from. Was that you? Are you watching another meeting or attending another meeting simultaneously?
I'm hopping into the other groups.
Oh, okay. I think we were able to hear that.
Oh, sorry.
Just wanted you to be aware.
Thank you for the heads up.
Okay, I'm gonna go and see I can get into. I think I am able to get into the Charlton document now. So thank you. I'm gonna go see.
Oh, are you really? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna see if they're working on it, if they need assistance. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
They're hummingbirds too, by the way. But yeah, the other one, it looks more a little bit plastic, more like this. That.
Okay, we'll let you slide.
Teresa district. I think that was mainly.
Even after today, feel free to stay connected. I'll be happy to share, anything that might be helpful to you.
Okay, and I mean, as far as building our curriculum and things like that, I found it's really easy to, like in the intro to digital technology, we use the AES platform in order to teach a lot of the stuff in
later of 2019. So, and then the other one came in 2020.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we didn't do either of those.
No, but I can, and what I was saying, it's actually, I can send you the link of where to find. Usually, Brian posts that information in the application once it's open on his site. So, 1 second.
And did you say again, I know you said November is when everybody finds out they got it. When does the application process usually start?
I think as far as I remember, it's usually open probably during the summer. So then it kind of goes into it, and they usually have, so they're given almost like, it's kind of short. Oh, look, he's here, so he can tell us.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm glad I was here.
Good timing, yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, FY21 is pretty much almost halfway done, more than halfway done.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm about to start grading a whole bunch of submissions for a challenge, so I might hold on that one. But later on. Thank you.
And Brian, one last thing. I appreciate that information. I just wanted to make sure we were eligible because we had applied for a middle school grant several years back for a specific school. So this is different. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, the other thing is we are in need of instructors. I mean, so if you know anyone that wants to move down near the coast, we're within an hour of 3 beaches. 30 minutes, 35 minutes from Savannah. So, okay, so we'll be looking for you then.
That's so sad. I just had one of our facilitators from code.org who's working in Walker School District, and now he'll be moving to Savannah, near Savannah area. So, you never know.
Okay.
Lucky he might.
Mm-hmm. He was on here earlier.
He was on here earlier today.
Okay. All right, thanks. And Alba, if you just see a few of us here,
6 months, we'll start collaborating with Miss Tracy Wilson. Can y'all think of anything else there?
Content areas. Our administrators understand how that works with math and science and ELA and social studies, but if it's a new literacy, you need to make sure everybody is adequately informed about it, even if it's not specifically applied to teacher feedback. We have an obligation.
I couldn't say that there's no support for administrators, from administrators or for administrators. The observation is.
I think we give feedback. I mean, it's not like they don't have any support. We give support.
So not even that, but like I've had students that come through that when they start doing that, they get that taste of success and they're like, wait, I'm good at something. Better than this.
And I find that those students are better sometimes because they don't overthink it. Sometimes
Hey man, what's up? Yeah, and I'm on a Teams call and I'm on a like actual call. Yeah, we're good. I'm working with them in their Google Doc, just basically providing feedback. So that's all I can do at this point. They haven't engaged with me in here, so.
Yep, I'm here if they need me. Yeah, man.
Mr. Cox, mute your presentation screen.
Like that's the last step, right? Wow. Dang, man, that's awesome. I'm so excited. How did the Python course go through? What was the okay. Good. I love it, man. Well, I'm excited, dude. My life is going to be exponentially more difficult.
Now this screen is on mute if you're talking to me. All right.
I was wondering how that was happening. Lynn came on a minute ago and was like, some audio is coming through. And I was like, well, I have myself on mute, but it's because I was sharing the audio from my screen and it was still coming through. So were you listening to my whole conversation with PK?
I was trying not to eavesdrop, but I was like, I mean, I was somewhere else, and then all of a sudden I heard this conversation. It was, in my ear because I had my headphones on. So I said, let me see what this is.
It's the presentation screen. I was wondering where the audio is coming through. Fortunately, I don't be talking about y'all behind your backs. You know?
Right. Okay, I'm trying to see if any new counties joined us and working in their document because I still don't see them in the rooms.
Well, the PK says that his are not in the room, but they're working in the document, so that's long. And Lynn as well, her group.
Charlton.
Charlton, yeah, they're working. They're in the same room, so they're working together locally.
And I haven't heard an update on Brantley. I mean, they said they were working face to face, but I haven't heard any interaction from them since the message earlier this morning.
Well, I mean, if they're working, you can always check their document and see. We'll go through those after the.
All right, excellent.
But there's no need to micromanage and be involved with that at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep pushing, and like I said, I have jumped into. I hope you jumped into a lot of it as well. There are a lot of really good conversations going on. Top Wall just put in there they're here and they're working mostly face to face, so that's FEN.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I hopped in. Jumped in a few. I mean, I didn't jump on screen, but when I saw they were working, I said, okay, I'm not going to interrupt. I'm gonna let them do their thing unless they had questions or not. But the facilitators seem to be doing a great job.
Oh yeah, definitely. I knew we had a strong group.
Oh yeah.
And as always is the case, there's some good conversations going on. Like they're having they digging in. They are there.
Yeah, I have about 8 more minutes.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, eight more minutes.
Let me see if I can change my time. No, like I said, it pulls it automatically, so it shouldn't be able to change. It shouldn't. Let's look at that. Settings.
So have the counties stated that they've been receiving the data from their rubrics already?
They haven't stated. I need to ask because I've gotten the emails.
Okay.
Although I didn't get any emails from this one. Am I missing something? I got emails from the first set. I think they're probably all still working on this one.
All right.
Yeah, I got leadership. I didn't get any from teacher capacity yet. Investigation. No, they're filling them out. Why am I not getting emails? Check my settings. Oh, because I don't have one to get the email notification or not.
Oh.
Good to know. It's good troubleshooting. Let's go look at the next one and see. The next one is
materials and curriculum.
Check the settings. So I do have it to allow them a receipt of responses after submission. So that means that they'll get it.
Okay.
But I did not have it checked for this one that I get an email receipt response. But if they're getting it, that I don't really need to get it because I can just see it when I go in here. It's just a waste of my email. So I'm going to go back on and take that off. Yep, so there I am getting emails now. See? Yep.
Buzz.
Right. They'll let me know if they need me to get it. So are we? No. 4 minutes.
Their responsibility in the world that we live in.
I'm a digital citizen because I use technology and a positive impact on the world. In order for anybody to be a viable citizen within our community and within our world, they have to be able to have access to technology. It's really important that we give access to everybody so that then we can see how does technology truly impact our society. If it's only being utilized by one segment of the population, then we don't really understand how it can have broader impact around issues of social justice, around issues of equity, around issues of education, around all of those important things that move our society forward. Working in a program that's open to everybody, what we've appreciated most of students that have so many diverse backgrounds, so many diverse interests coming together, working towards a common good. We find that that intersection of diversity is where we find the most innovation. It allows them to become better graduates, better employees for their future employers.
If we don't have access, then we don't have equity. If we don't have equity, then there's a lack of knowledge. And if there's a lack of knowledge, then the literacy can't follow.
I think computational literacy is necessary as part of the basic education for all students today. It's relevant to the kind of economy that we're approaching. So to that extent, it's analogous to basics in reading and arithmetic. And it's kind of the next fundamental literacy that we need for the century that we're now a quarter of the way into.
What I'm learning a lot is that computer science is everywhere and is connected with many different things that I do.
We have a digital community that is alive. It's alive in business, it's alive in schools. Analytics are used to make decisions in almost every sector.
Every company that exists today recognizes that they are empowered by technology. So even if a student doesn't want to go the full length of pursuing programming or computer engineering, they still need to have some knowledge and some perspective about it, because no matter what discipline they decide to pursue, and that's even working machinery today, or in agriculture, you have tractors that are programmed. Every aspect of how we live is empowered by technology.
Digital technology plays an extremely huge role in agriculture today. We got to look at it from a global standpoint. So anything that can make our farmers more profitable, more efficient, that's what they'll implement. And so everything is moving to this digital age.
By using a tractor that knows exactly where it is in the field, exactly where it's applying those inputs, whether it's seed, water, herbicides, pesticides, we can be a lot more efficient with the whole entire operation.
We have the UAVs, which collect data for us. And then we have our tractor, which can take that data and implement and put seed out how we want. And then we have our irrigation systems, which are connected so we can manage our resources and nutrients appropriately. And all of those are digitally connected. We make decisions using apps. We make decisions with computers, and we collect all this in the kind of the digital space, but all work in this mechanical, physical realm.
In order to stay competitive and produce enough food and fiber to feed and clothe the world that we live in now, precision agriculture and agricultural technologies are essential.
A lot of people have a stereotypical image of a farmer wearing overalls. A farmer today is much more than that. They are educated. They have to utilize digital technology in order to stay competitive. You got to know more than just how to grow something, because the farmer today has to take it from growing a product, being able to market it in a global economy.
Communication and collaboration have changed drastically in the age of digital technology. I can work with somebody who's in another state or in another country.
An idea and interest that you have, a skill that you're working on development so quickly, can you find a community that's doing the same thing? A community that's outside your neighborhood, a community that's outside your state, a global community that you can be active and involved with.
It's essential that students have that kind of proficiency to be able to exist at the national level, internationally. It's critically important. It's absolutely invaluable to being a viable global citizen.
All right, I think we're going to stop there. That video is kind of long, but some really good perspectives on that one as well. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the the ABAC folks talking about how essential technology is to agriculture and to farming. So making sure that those perspectives are included when we have these discussions is that it's part of everything that we do. Their degree at ABAC now includes a technology component. Like you have to go through this series of courses to develop some technological acumen in order to come out with a farming degree. from Abraham College, Abraham Baldwin College of Agricultural College. So the next segment is curriculum and equipment. So this is an important aspect. Somebody asked earlier about the selection of organizing the classroom. That is included in here. So when you talk about, I saw this online once, and I thought this was, and it struck me. I saw it as a headline for an article that I read, 428 ways to learn programming online. That's a lot. Like that's a lot. How do you figure out which one of those ways is ideal for your scenario, for your situation, for your students? And what we stumbled upon was that there was one of our districts that I worked with early on, Fayette County. One of their teachers created a rubric that they used to essentially evaluate all of the different curriculum providers that they were going to explore. Right, so they brought in different providers and said, okay, you talk to us about what you have to offer. And he used this rubric to kind of evaluate them. So I shared the rubric, it's in your folders. But basically, so these are some of the things that they consider when they're evaluating a particular curriculum. Does it align with student interest? Is it aligned with local industry? Is it aligned with the state standards that you want to employ? Does it align with your vision and your goals? Does it align with the courses and pathways in your budget? Some curriculum are free and some have a free component, and then they have a cost component that goes on top of it. Do you have other aspects and other ways of affording it? I think this might link to that matrix that they use. Chip Kremlick is the teacher. He's also part of our Georgia CSTA. So he gave me permission to share this with you all. This is kind of tiny. Zoom in. All right, so these are just some of the curriculum that they considered. The Beauty and Joy of Computing, Code.org, CodeHS, CS50, Mobile CSP, Project Lead the Way, You Teach. This is some other things that are out there. Swift curriculum is for Apple computers, and Imagine Academy is Microsoft. But what you want to pay attention to is this first column, and that's some of the things that they were using to evaluate the curriculum. Does it come with PD and training? That's really, really important. Like, is this curriculum going to also come with training that I can use for my teachers? Does it come with lesson plans? What courses do they provide, and do those courses align with some of Georgia's courses? Does it come with a grade book and a tracking system and that sort of thing? Can teachers go in there and deal with student grades within the platform? Does it do any auto grading, which is a big thing for, I've talked to a researcher at Columbus State that's going to do some research on the auto grading platforms for computer science. So does it grade the programs for you? I'm a huge fan of less work for the teachers. If it'll grade the work for you, then I'm all about it. When I was a teacher, I was always trying to find ways to get my stuff graded for me, that I didn't have to do this work. I don't do the paperwork. And I just like teaching. I like being in front of the students. I like delivering instruction and answering questions. I don't want to grade papers. So does it come with an auto grader? What languages do they teach? Is it JavaScript? Is it Scratch? Scratch is one of those block-based coding languages. And those different things. Does it work with Chromebooks? That's a really, really important question. If your students are using Chromebooks, then you should make sure that the platform that you choose works with Chromebooks. Does it acquire any additional software or hardware to make it work? Problem bank. So these are just some of the things that they considered when looking at curriculum choices. And I would implore you all to do some of the same things. You don't have to consider all the same things that they consider, but that's a good place to start. What's something else dealing with curriculum? I forget who it was that asked earlier, but you also want to have considerations about what your classroom should look like. There's a course that we offer called Planning a Computer Science Classroom. You can access it through your SLDS, so all your teachers have access to it for free. And it just basically is a checklist of things you need to consider when you're organizing a computer science classroom. I'm a big fan of stations, of having this area over here is dedicated to maybe my physical computing, and this area over here has the Chromebook cart. And then I have a spot over here for whole group instruction, even though when I was a teacher, I kind of moved away from doing whole class instruction. I would do small group instruction. But organizing your classroom so that it feels engaging. There's an opportunity to do some physical computing, some non-computer based activities. They call those unplugged. There's a whole website on unplugged CS. So if you have some space for that as well.
I wanted to add to that with the environment, the classroom environment, so making sure that it's welcoming to all types of students, to the males, females alike, making sure you have representation in your classroom with the posters that represents your school's population.
Yeah, code.org has a poster set that they occasionally give out. I'm sure if you reached out to them, they would have no problem sending you a set of posters that have a wide representation of students participating in computer science. All right, so, and CS for Georgia also has a page that we've created that looks at some of the different curriculum providers in Georgia, so you can use that. It's still a little wonky, but we're getting it together. So now it's back to work. Next section. There is a materials and curriculum selection and content refinement rubric, along with a 3-month and 6-month and long-term goals for materials and curriculum selection. And again, this is important that these are separate, materials and curriculum, because you might need what was Sababa working on with earlier, the microbits. You might need a set of these. Can you afford those? Do you have the money then in your? Oh, I have a document that I found the other day that I think will be very valuable. I'll have it pulled up when you come back. It's how to use title funds to pay for computer science. And I think I shared it in one of the sessions yesterday, but I think everybody here would find it valuable. It's a great infographic that somebody at the DOE created. So I'll have that available when you get back. Right now, go back to your rooms. I'm sending you to your rooms. Go back to your breakout sessions and work on your materials and curriculum rubrics and your 3-month, 6-month, and long-term goals in regards to materials and curriculum. And we will see you all back here at, so this session is scheduled to end at 2:40. And then there's a break from 2:40 to 2:45, right? So I'll be here at 2:40, but feel free to go ahead and take a break. And you can meet us back here at 2:45. Tracy said she hadn't been to her room in a long time.
Right. I was like, are they on punishment?
Not on punishment. You know, you got video games in your rooms and you got books and stuff.
What is punishment nowadays?
Like, you get to your room, it's a good thing. It's like, oh, you go to your room. Okay, yay. You get to go and play.
Right. It's like you can't take their computers anymore. They gotta do their work.
Yeah. In their rooms. All right. So see you guys back here at 2:45. 2:45. Tracy says she wished somebody would send her to her room. That's good stuff. Yeah, I wish somebody would send me to my room. Go to your room. All right, I'm going. Taking my chips and my phone, and I'm gonna go sit in my bed. Sababu, did I step on your toes? I forgot that we kind of segmented it.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I said,
why you didn't say something, man?
No, he go ahead and roll.
I'm just so used to doing it.
It's okay. I mean, you know, I try not to call people out in front of other people. You know, that's kind of behind the scenes type stuff. So, I mean, it's okay. It's cool.
So which ones did I take that you were supposed to do?
I was supposed to do the teachers. The teacher capacity.
Man, my bad.
But no, it's cool. It's all good. It doesn't matter who does it, really. It's just as long as they understand and get the point, so they could utilize it, you know, as they're coming up with their plan. So yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good.
You want to do partners in community? That's the last one.
That's fine. Yeah, I can do that.
Especially since you are, you know, part. It's only 2 slides.
Right. I'm just trying to get to it. Let's see. My presentation was still on teacher capacity.
My bad, man. You get to talking sometimes.
Because actually what happened was I think I was on the screen getting ready to do it. And you know, yeah, come back and you started talking. And then I was like, oh, I didn't know you had really gone into the slides itself already. Because I was like, this is sounding familiar. So I said, let me look and see what he's showing on the screen.
I do need to be sent to my room. Terry said punishment versus grounding equals great conversation with a group of diverse friends.
Right. Time out. You know.
Time in. I would have said something else.
That's what Terry just said. He just said, or time out. Okay. No, we in there. Oh, this computer's so slow. Terry said he had a group of friends who didn't even know what punishment was. Okay, we can get into a whole lot of conversations about discipline.
We have to 2:45. I need to jump on a call.
Don't forget to mute yourself.
Yes, and the screen too.
and right.
Let me pull that down.
What's up, Brian? You're on mute, man. I can't hear you.
Looking at some of the plans that the folks are developing, and they are thorough. Like, I'm loving that.
Yeah, my brief time with Russell today was beneficial on the goal setting and just couching what they're doing. So they wanted to do another follow-up session just on this piece, just to sort of finish up.
Yeah, we can do that. We can work on them. I really had just been planning on them participating in the vision. So when I jumped into, I think it was teacher capacity, they were still working. I was like, "What y'all still doing here?" Yeah,
Yolanda and I were in there helping them help facilitate because her group didn't show up, and so she joined there, which was good. It gave me a chance to introduce her to the crew, and I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff. I've been looking at these different platforms. We got a lot to choose from, but I think the good thing is I don't think we're going to have to create much content. I think back in the day, you know, you had to sort of think about what content you created. Nowadays, it's what do you pull off the shelf and how do you order it?
Yeah, it's coordinating and organizing the content.
Yeah, you don't have to, because now if it doesn't come with a learning management system, then you're sort of hurting on your ability to collect data and assess people and all that. So yeah. But cool. Yeah, I just bounced back in because I finished teaching class, and so now I'm back. But my crew, we disbanded after that session.
Okay, well they're currently doing curriculum and material selections.
Right.
A lot of them I see have already finished that, so they should be back. My clock is fast, so probably about 5 minutes.
All right, cool. All right, I'll be here to the end.
Appreciate you, man.
Peace. Okay, let's see.
You type hard, Cedric.
That's because I can't type. That's why I'm so adamant about people learn how to type.
Banging on them keys.
My workout. I get my workout in. I turn my keys up to high tension, and that way get your fingers going. I got that workout of adjustable keyboard.
That's funny.
And I got a weighted mouse, so you got to push it hard.
You gotta go hard. Right?
You gotta go hard on the mouse, man. A lot of friction.
You don't leave the office without your hands sweating.
No,
you ain't doing nothing. If they ain't pulsing.
Right. Your forearms and your fingers just got to be numb when you leave the office. That's how you get your workout in. I can't do the stand-up desk because I got too many monitors to do a stand-up desk.
I used to have the monitors on like like they would have the telescopic stand that they were on. They were raised like that.
Well, I got a 6-monitor thing. Why do you always laugh when I say that? You come in laughing at me. That's amazing.
He has a war room.
It is. It still doesn't beat what our boy from Douglas. What's
Casey?
Mr. Fluella.
Oh man, all them keyboards. Fluella got more keyboards than Stevie Wonder, man. He got keyboards like the wazoo. I would love to sit in on his class. In fact, Brian, you talked yesterday about about quitting your job, but your intent was, hey, if you could spend more time on this, you would. Man, if I could spend time just going to people's classroom and checking out how they teach, I think that'd be pretty cool. Although
I think a lot of teachers appreciate that.
You sort of get a Hawthorne effect, though, right? It's hard to be a fly on the wall, because when you're the teacher in front of a whole bunch of students, that changes when you get another adult in the room. Right? But I would just like to see what a lot of these teachers do in their classroom and how they get it across.
Yeah, me too. That's why we're recording this session, because I want to see how I do in this presentation and what I need to pass over to Sababu. I'm like, man, I don't need to do that anymore.
Well, nowadays, and PK's on here laughing at us. Nowadays, with this technology, that's actually a non-intrusive way to do it, right? Is after a while you would forget that the camera's on and the teacher would just wind up teaching normally. But it'd be, like in sports, you review your film, which is extremely helpful because you develop that third eye, that eye in the sky, so to speak. So when you're doing it, you're critiquing yourself. But it'll take a minute so that you feel comfortable with it. But it'd be interesting to do that and critique your whole thing. And shoot, I have about a year worth of lectures I could go back and critique myself on if I could stay awake. You've been in the middle of the lecture and you'd be like, dude, y'all have got to be asleep because I'm boring myself. Let's just stop this. Let's just stop and play some music, talk about something else, right?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I actually fell asleep once. I was having oh Lord, I'm putting my business out there for everybody. I was having a tutorial session with a student after school, and I'm sitting at the desk, they sitting at the desk, and I'm in the middle of explaining something, doing notes or whatever, and they were like, Mr. Barshango, Mr. Barshango. I was like, huh? Yeah, you fell asleep.
Hey, man.
You put yourself to sleep, man? That's bad. That's bad business.
Dude.
That's bad.
But nowadays, it helps to have like a cahoots or something in your back pocket. So you'd be like, you know what? Let's switch to something else. Let's just switch to something else. Because you gotta have something in your back pocket. You really do.
All right. I think we are
right.
Yeah, I think we're back now. Eric said you could tape yourself and sell tapes and install.
Wow. Wow. I don't know if I know who Eric Taylor is, but thank you. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Wow.
All right. So we've made it to the home stretch, right? We have one, well, really two, but really only one section left to do, right? For those of you all that have lasted this long, congratulations. You are the iron men and women of this profession, and I'm proud of you. I've been looking at some of the documents, and some of you all's plans look extremely thorough, comprehensive. Like it's impressive, the work that you all have done today. You should be impressed by yourself. Like you feel very proud of your work. All right. This last section, they're kind of put together. There's two sections put together. Is partnerships and really community outreach as well, right? I'm gonna let Sababu talk about this because I was supposed to let him talk earlier.
Okay. All right. So can you click on the next slide, please?
I can.
All right. So as we're developing our plans, this is something that people had already started discussing, as I was kind of going around, seeing if anyone had any questions, checking out some of your different sessions and talking about being a fly on the wall. I think I snuck up on a couple of people didn't know I was there, that I popped up on the screen. But schools are not the only source where students can learn. Definitely, we say the first place students learn are at home with the parents. That's number one. School, definitely secondary. But there are some other resources that are out there to assist you as well in the community. So who else is out there that could help your students? Can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So there are some organizations here in Georgia. I mean, since we're talking about in Georgia, here in Georgia that are at your disposal. You did hear from some earlier today. Tag Ed is one of the organizations. You heard from Ms. Wilson and Teals, Microsoft Teals earlier today. There are different resources with at the library. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. Some local businesses in your community. Definitely colleges and universities. I was in one session where they were talking about vertical alignment with, what are the courses offered in colleges and universities for which you need to prepare your students, now, so that they could be ready for those courses in universities. In addition to going through the previous bullet, some communities are different than other communities, so their businesses need different type of persons in the computer science field. And just remember, computer science isn't just about just sitting down and just doing code all day long. There are different types of computer scientists out there, and they were talking about the need for, well, what about students that can troubleshoot, computers right away, because a lot of their businesses need that, especially when they're new to technology and things go wrong and they're trying to, learn how to handle those things. Community organizations, Girls and Boys Club, Girls and Boys Scouts, Boys and Girls Club, and YMCA, YWCA, Jack and Jill. I was going to throw another one in there, 100 Black Men, if you have that organization in your community. And I did talk about parents earlier on the slide, but not just, students learn from their own parents, but there are a lot of parents out there who are actually in the field. So if you could reach out, do an assessment of that at the beginning of the school year, reach out to them, maybe have them come in, talk to your students, or what have you, come to the career fairs and present there, serve on your committees, advisory committees. Definitely great sources are the parents. Okay, because they're there in the community, and like I said, some of them do work in the CS field. And then definitely our state level partners, Georgia Department of Education. You have your regional partners with RESA. That's how you were able to be part of this workshop. So we do thank the Coastal Plains RESA, the First District RESA, and the Okefenokee RESA, and then we have the Georgia Virtual Schools. Okay, anything you want to add to this slide, Mr. Cox?
We talked a lot about partners that are here. CS for Georgia is ripe with partners that are willing to come out and help you in a number of ways. It includes an academic partners network. So you talked about the higher ed, but we have a academic partners network as part of CS for Georgia that we've just started, that includes schools from all over the states that are all invested in growing computer science education. So, but yeah, other than that,
okay,
reach out.
Oh, and you actually just helped me remember something. So I mentioned CSTA earlier, Computer Science Teachers Association, but we are getting honor societies, CSTA Georgia Honor Societies, trying to get that going in the high schools right now. So CSTA is another partner, and CSTA Georgia is another partner to consider. Okay, and also the military. We forgot even the military. We have military bases here in Georgia and near some of your counties, what have you. So consider that also. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so here we go. Oh, the Georgia Chamber. Oh my man, Cole is on it. Georgia Chamber of Commerce. He added in the chat. So excellent Lions clubs. But now we get to the part where you're going to spend a few minutes filling out the rubric again. So don't forget, fill out the rubric, make sure you submit it. Pick the best answer choices. I know there were some concerns about, well, we kind of fit in between two answer choices. Just kind of collaborate and pick the best one for your district at this time. And remember, this is just kind of a start just to get you, thinking about where you are now and where you want to go and putting a plan together to get to where you want to go. So that's the most important part. Where are you going to? And then
You actually have two rubrics this time.
Okay.
2 rubrics, 2 sets of goals. They couple right on top of each other. So hopefully we'll give you enough time to do all of this.
So the partners and community rubrics, plural, and then make sure you are coming back to the collaborative document as well to fill in your goals, 3-month, 6-month, long-term goals. And it's okay if you don't have a list of 50 things for your 3-month goals. That's fine. But you have to start somewhere. You can have 1 or 2 or 3 things right now, and then you might have to wait for some of the other things. So that's fine. Just go ahead and put that in your plan and put the pacing.
SMART goal is achievable.
Smarty goals. Yeah.
SMART goal is achievable, means it's something you can knock out. So I'm gonna put this one thing on my list and I'm gonna knock that thing out. But yeah, thus far I've been very impressed by the work that you all have done. Still looking through your collaborative documents and your plans. You got a plan. Like, you almost have a full plan that's very comprehensive in regards to implementing computer science. And you have a team now that can support you. You got contacts, you got connections. So I think we are back here at 3:50. So we give you like almost an hour to do these two rubrics and the 2 sets of goals, and then we'll come back and close out and wrap it up. We have some last next steps. We have some things to share with you about that. But hope to see you back here at 3:50.
And remember, any questions or comments or anything, you can filter in the chat or filter through your facilitator or direct message us or what have you. Okay, as Sherman Clump said, let's get busy. But yeah, I think I surprised a couple of groups. I was like, oh, where you come from? Because they weren't paying attention to the screen. They were deep into their discussions.
Yeah, it's good stuff though. It's good discussions going on. I have created a document, Babu, that I think I'm done with it right about now. And I put it in the larger folder for the implementation workshop.
Okay.
But it is called the 2021 Summit District Collaborative Teams Documents, I think is what I called it. Collaborative documents. Basically on that page, I am keeping track of, the progress that districts have made, and there's a lot of progress made in here.
Okay, yeah, I see.
So this makes it easier for us to get to collaborative documents, to see their plans and see how far they've come.
Now, Brown Middle School, that's DeKalb County, right?
No, that's APS. That's APS.
Okay.
Yeah, and they really just came in for the vision component, but after participating in this set, they want to come back and do more. So they talk
summer session.
But APS has actually already done this. So Renee, she's been through this already. But when she did it, they were part of the original grant and original. And we were doing it by.
I was going to let him drive himself. But he couldn't take it. I thought I put myself on mute. What?
Are you good?
Sorry. I have people knocking on my door.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Say, shoot, we just need to put a concert up here with Cole and you, and I almost came in singing some spirituals. I mean, I'm like, yo, get a trio going, and if Mrs. Diaz wanted to join, get a quartet going.
Constellations Quartet is what we're gonna call it.
Well, okay. Mrs. Diaz said, I hopped in their session. I could say it again.
Eric said he's gonna sell videos of him teaching and throw it at student desk absolutely free. The desk is comfortable. That's good work, Eric. I like it. I like the idea. I'm not gonna steal it. I'll let you hold on to that one. I love to promote my fellow educators' retirement plans. Whatever they may be, I'm down to promote. I don't think I could become a hand model. I'm a little scraggly. I didn't slam my hand in a couple of car doors over the years. Seriously though, one of my retirement plans, I want to install solar panels. Maybe not a retirement plan. Once I finish this degree that I'm working on now, I want to learn how to install solar panels. Maybe go in contract with Tesla to real estate. Hey, that's one of mine as well, Eric. If I can ever get out of this house, this first house that I'm in, my goal is to buy another house and rent this one out. One of these days.
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
Since you're ignoring me in the chat,
I'm not ignoring you, chat.
what time do we come back to this session?
3:50. I think I probably should have made it shorter. I'm always adjusting.
Yeah. Okay, just wondering. I'm going to I'm gonna need to step away for like 10 minutes and I'll be back. I just didn't know what time we're supposed to be back. Okay, so just FYI, it won't be long, but I'll be back in about 10. Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Call to mind.
Brother Brian.
Wagwan.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you may want to have people come back earlier because there's several districts that are now gone.
Yeah, they filter out throughout the day.
That makes sense. Yep.
But yeah, let's
It doesn't have to be super early, but in case you wanted to have them back 5-10 minutes earlier, up to you, your call.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3:45 might be fine. 3:40.
Yeah, because we don't want to shortchange the ones that do want the time and do want to take advantage of the discussion in their group, discussion here. So yeah, that makes sense. Cool. I'm going back. I'm gonna go drop into some other
chat. Let's reconvene at 3:40. And 3:50.
Cool. I'm gonna go back to hopping in and out of sessions.
Oh, you can only use it once a day, Co. Can't keep using it.
All right, man. Oh, did you guys want to have a little check-in or just say bye to each other and just talk next week?
Let's do a quick checking because I want to show you this document that I created.
Cool. So afterwards, 3 of us, 2 of us, Sababu also?
4 of us if we're here.
Okay.
Sababu.
All
and
right.
if Cedric's still here, he can join us as well. He's hanging out.
Oh yeah, let's see. Is he still around?
He said he was hanging out to the end. He's been jumping on in and out of the call.
Wendy Porter just said that their FNM is still working because they're working on the same document. That makes sense. So I think Wendy's advice makes sense that some people may not be in a room, but they're working on the document together.
Yes. That's one of the things I want to show you is the document that I have that can
Awesome.
help me track that.
All right, man. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Bye. Just want to let you know you're not on mute, so we can hear you.
Yeah, I think some of the persons had some duties to attend. Now that I think it's about after school time now, the end of the school day.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what happens when you have a workshop in the middle of school week.
Right.
You have to balance that off with, you have it during the school week, or do you have it on the weekend when they're normally actually off? So I typically opted for this, but knowing full well that school gets out at 3:30-ish, and people have to go to bus duty and things like that. But we've had a lot of success, a lot of progress.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Say Eric Taylor is cracking me up in the chat.
All day.
So I went in one of the groups, and everything went out. Like the laptop lost charge, then the internet went out. I was like, whoa. But you know, these are real issues that the students deal with and the teachers deal with every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I told him, I said, man, I didn't even know you could still get the blue screen of death anymore. And I got that a couple of days ago. And I was like, don't I have Windows 10? Like, what in the world? Where did that come from? But it's time for me to upgrade or update my laptop anyway. Because this thing is about, what year is this? 2021? It has to be a good 7 years old.
Yeah, that's old. Dinosaur.
Oh.
I have tablets that are 7 years old that don't work anymore. It's old. They just don't. They still work. They're just slow.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can't handle any new apps.
And this is my Alienware here.
Yeah, nice one too. Gaming computer.
Oh. And they're like, oh, you game? I'm like, no, I actually don't game. I bought it for other reasons.
Gaming computers have to be very strong and capable of doing lots of good things.
Right. You know, that processing power, the multitasking power. Yeah.
That I'm missing right now.
Thank you, Mrs. Wilson. Yeah, I didn't get it to that Fortnite stuff. Didn't get it to. What was it back in the day? Warcraft and.
Warcraft.
I still play World of Warcraft.
She said, back in the day, what do you mean? My avatar is such and such and so and so.
The some of the stuff up here is actually World of Warcraft memorabilia stuff. Gamer geek.
Well, now you know Roblox is a platform that a lot of people and youth use. And they
compare World of Warcraft to Roblox.
No,
well, we're talking about gaming. We're talking about.
Just compare.
That's like comparing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Should I say Minecraft? Should I put Minecraft in there?
No,
no.
Those aren't the same. It ain't the same thing. It ain't the same.
But Roblox just went public. They had their IPO last week. So everybody says nowadays I always throw in investment somewhere in the conversation. Like I can't get from one conversation without talking about investments.
No, I'm raising the next generation of gamers at my house. My 9th graders on the eSport team. And
Have you told your 9th grader that there's an esports course coming?
I have, but we just got CSP in his high school for next year. So the esports course is probably
a long way away.
He would have graduated about it.
Especially considering what I do for a living.
I don't know. If there's an esports team, they might be more prone to get an esports course.
Maybe. We'll see. I hope so. He wants y'all, well, not y'all, but whoever manages esports to add some different game options in.
Yeah, I've been trying to get on the phone with them as well.
Hey, sorry, just want to let you know I'm back.
Welcome back.
We're trying to
PK say y'all.
Bear's gonna go to a gamer, so you know.
Right. I thought she was hopping in to share her.
Babu, you were way over your
Yeah.
limits, Babu.
Right. I think that was like 4 times.
I missed it. What were you all talking about?
He's got a game laptop, but he doesn't play games. So I was giving him a hard time because I am a gamer, and all this stuff up here, if you could see it closer, is from games that I play. And then he compared Roblox to World of Warcraft, and Brian no.
Oh, I like Roblox. My kids play that a lot.
Yeah.
No, they do. They love it.
Look, I love Uno, but I don't compare it to the world. That ain't the same thing as what is it? Bid Whiz. They're not the same. They don't. It's not spades.
And oh gosh.
Yeah,
I love hanging out with you guys.
All my games have expired on Words with Friends. You know, it's like.
Hey, send me a request. I play that too.
I may or may not be slightly addicted to Among Us.
Oh, see.
My son plays that. So.
Yeah,
I just play that with my family, so it's fun.
I'm sure you know the serial killer game, right? You know you all are turning into serial killers.
I said I may or may not be. There was no confirmation there.
All right, this session is being recorded.
I just wanted to let you all know I'm back, and let me know if you need anything.
Okay, we're convening a little earlier today, so I told people to come back at 3:40.
And so just wanted to ask again, we're concluding at 4 p.m. just for confirmation.
Yes,
Is that
4
correct?
p.m. or sooner.
Okay, all right, cool. I'll be in the background if you need anything.
All right.
Singing in the background. Sorry.
I'll save
Now,
your
come
ears
on now.
in the background.
You have to have fun. Oh my gosh. Gotta have a little fun.
Got to. Don't worry, you get through.
I always loved visiting your class because it was always so much fun.
Oh wait, you talking about me? Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You were a TEALS teacher, Survival?
Yes, sir.
Really?
for a
That
year.
must have been a while ago.
No, it was 2018, 2019, and then 2019 I was going to be one again. Well, I started off as one again, but then transitioned over to the Constellations Center.
Huh. That's interesting because I remember visiting your computer science class like 5 years before I took this job. So you'd already been teaching computer science a while and still went to TEALS? Okay.
Yeah, well, remember they have different models.
He was in our upper model. He was just getting lab support. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just kind of spreading some people better than myself, but just kind of spreading around so we can get to more students.
We brought the volunteers in from out of state because he had remote volunteers, and I remember coming out and helping do mock interviews with the students. Me and the volunteers did that one day with him.
That last year we did it. That was the best year of interviews because they got to see not people that they saw all the time because they were used to seeing me. So interviewing with me, whatever. But and I used to pull some people like the administrators in previous years as well, but they used to seeing them, but they weren't really used to seeing you and the others coming from out of. They were like, oh, they came from Florida. Oh, they came from Texas to come in and interview us. That was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. I really appreciate you assisting with that. So that was awesome.
I'm just, like I said, I love to go into your class. So, but hey, TEALS is growing. We have 2 of us now. So, Teresa's a TEALS regional manager now too, and we got like 35 applications for next year.
Okay.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm
awesome.
Hoping to get more in Middle and South Georgia for the following year because I want to get back into some of the rural areas. So keep sending on my way.
Will do.
All right, they should be coming back in about 2 minutes.
If they read the chat, they might have been talking.
Right. Yeah, because I keep calling groups out. I'm not going to say their name, but I went in one group, and before I popped up on the screen, they were like, oh, they said, come back to the main room in 4 minutes. Uh-oh. And then I got on the screen, I was like, that was 1 hour ago. So they were just deep into, their work, deep into their work.
Putting in the work. That's what's important. As long as they're putting in the work. Looking at the Tamara is telling me about the new Mississippi legislation. 100% of middle schools, 50% of elementary schools, and 50% of high schools by 2020, starting in 2023, and all schools in 2024.
That's neat. I'll have to. We just put a regional manager in Mississippi. This will be our first year in Mississippi.
They're gonna need you.
Yeah, we have a lot of response so far. We have like 11 applications from Jackson, Mississippi area.
So right now, you all just service high schools, or are you servicing? Yeah. So are y'all thinking about expanding into middle schools and things like that?
I am, and Teresa and I have been lobbying for it very heavily because we get a lot of asks for that, especially here in Georgia. So we're working on leadership, but we hadn't quite got there yet.
Gotcha.
The manpower and trying to build up is a slow process when you're going through the Microsoft machine. Maybe next year.
All right. Well, it's 3:40.
Let's see. We got 33 folks in here. These are the diehards. Let me do a quick check and see if anybody's still out in their sessions. Barry, and I think they're still in their session. Candler is. I think that's about it. And Macintosh.
Brian, are you going to send out an invite for next Friday soon, or can you tell me what time to block off on my schedule?
I plan to knock something like that out this afternoon.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
It's not next Friday. It's not next Friday.
Okay.
It is. I'll tell you about it. It's later in April.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like the 16th or something like that.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss it this next Friday.
Okay. All right. So we have made it to the finish line. Congratulations. Congratulate yourselves. Congratulate each other. You put in a long days of work, but you're walking away with it with what I hope is a clear understanding of how you're going to go about implementing computer science in your school system. And hopefully this will be the beginning of conversations. Hopefully a lot of the conversations that you were having, you will take the opportunity to continue to have going forward. You'll schedule some meetings. I want to talk to you all a little bit about next steps, just to give you an idea of where we're headed. So everybody on the call, all stakeholders should join CS for Georgia. It's a wide collective that includes everybody's voice and everybody's perspective. And we do a lot of our notifications and mail outs through their MailChimp. So I would say join CS for Georgia. It's at csforga.org. Co put it in the chat. Thank you, Co. We also plan on having follow-up meetings in between this and the next workshop that target a lot of the things we talked about. So we'll have a meeting specifically talking about curriculum and materials, right? And we'll bring in some of our curricular partners for CS for Georgia. We'll have a meeting talking about, we've done in the past talking about students with disabilities and what does CS look like in elementary school. And the recordings of some of those meetings are also on the CS for Georgia website, YouTube page. But yeah, so we'll continue to have these conversations with you while you have them in your own content and own locations as well. So I would advise you to stay engaged and keep checking back for those. Teachers, join your EdWeb community. But beyond that, what I would say is join CSTA. Join the Georgia CSTA. That is, again, the organization that we're going to support in the development of the computer science teacher community. That goes from kindergarten all the way up through high school. Join CSTA. And then start thinking about when you're going to convene again. There's a page on your, see if I can pull up a collaborative document really fast. On your collaborative document where it gives you the opportunity, a space to write down, to make plans about what's going to happen next, when you're going to meet again, if you're going to plan to do some vertical alignments to bring your teachers from high school, middle school, and elementary together to talk about how they're going to build their progression for computer science, and when you're going to check in on your goals. Like, it's great to build some goals and to have them as a thought process, but when are you going to check in? When do you plan to meet again as a team? All right, so having those considerations. And I believe that is it. Let me look and check and see if there's anything else on the collaborative document. So, Baba, do you have anything else you want to mention before we adjourn for the day?
No, just reiterating some of the things you just stated. You have a plan, you have the beginning of a plan, continue to work on it. set some deadlines and responsibilities for each team member, those who are not here that represent your stakeholders, to get them to join the team. Go recruit some more people for your team.
Yeah, and Lynn put a shout out in the chat for all the teams that participated. I also want to shout out all the members of CS for Georgia that participated. Co is on the screen right now. Thank you, Co, for your assistance all day today and yesterday. Alba, Tracy, Sababu, all of the fellows, Terry, PK, Yolanda, Lynn, Sally, everybody that came in, the math team. Oh, I went in there and saw Mike putting in work. Carla, Leah, everybody, all the facilitators. Thank you all so much for your support, helping out. Cedric, in and out all day. Cedric's probably still sitting here laughing at us now, banging away at his keyboard. It's been
Allison,
fantastic.
Kristen, Yolanda, everybody. I just wanted to mention, to follow up on what Brian was saying, that part of what he was describing as next steps, as working together with the Constellations team, and Constellations has multiple teams working on a variety of programs and initiatives with districts and schools and teachers. So we'll be working with them. We will be doing multiple follow-up things related to primarily this workshop, but other things where we are convening around a topic. So as Brian mentioned, we will be doing Zoom calls on topics. We'll be trying to bring that back as we have capacity. We're trying to do some fundraising so we can have more capacity to support this. And the other thing we'll be doing is coupling other workshops, right, Brian, with follow-up sessions from previous workshops. So, for example, in the summer, there's our next round of district planning workshops like this one, and we're thinking about how to have you all and others reconvene with us every few months to see how your work is going if you want to, so that we can hear from each other, learn from each other, and grow our community of districts that have CS plans. That's the only thing I wanted to mention. I see that Brother Cedric has joined us. Just saying hi, Cedric, or did you want to say something?
No, I'm just saying hey.
I was going to say, he mentioned some of the activities and programs from Constellations. I didn't know if you wanted to mention some other ones that you think might be beneficial here, in addition to the fellows, Mr. Stallworth.
Oh, no, man. These people are tired and want to go home. Let's just say that we're working with the entire pipeline and trying to think about all kinds of programs and constantly thinking outside the box and trying to create structure for that in the way that we can learn things in one part of the state and distribute them to all places in the state where it makes sense. And so to let everybody know, we're developing a structure that will help that out. And we think that you guys are great. You guys are doing the real work down in the trenches, so to speak, on the front lines. So thank you all very much.
I just wanted to mention too that if you know of any other districts or colleagues that are interested in participating in the next round of district workshops, contact any one of us. So Babu or Brian are going to be planning for that fairly soon, actually, and would love to reconvene this group, these teams that participated today, to continue having conversations with other districts across the state. So mark your calendars, June 21st through the 23rd.
I just wanted to echo what you're saying. I'm looking at the evaluation forms from yesterday's summit. We already have 50 people. If you attended the summit yesterday, please fill out the evaluation form. Let us know how it went for you and any suggestions. But one thing that Lynn just mentioned, when we asked people how they heard about the summit, colleagues outranked DOE. DOE initially was showing up as the #1 way people heard about this. And now, by far, it's colleagues telling each other, hey, you should check out this summit. So please, what Lynn said is so important. As you know, people listen to each other, colleagues listen to each other. So if you do find this useful at any level, please do share, because this is the way people are going to get to know about this helpful resource.
All right, I think that's a wrap, everybody. Thank you all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll be sending out information soon about the workshop in June. I know someone had a question about that in the chat. Thank you.
Brian, you said you wanted to quickly debrief. Did you want to go to backstage to do that, or here? Or how did you want to? This is kind of public.
Very public.
I think we can meet in the facilitator room that is not being recorded, and this session is going to actually close out in about 10 minutes. So we probably should meet in the other room.
Cool. Thank you, Brother Cedric, for
Okay.
showing up and helping out. Hope this was helpful.
Oh no, it's great. It was great. We were in a sort of a different situation with Russell, and but we got a lot of work done, and they were very pleased. So
awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
You want me to debrief or not? It doesn't matter to me either way. I'm gonna be sitting here.
Oh yeah, you're welcome to come on over. This is
I'll
part and parcel. We're not going to be very long.
All right. What do
So
we do?
go to the sessions tab. Go to the sessions tab and then click on facilitators.
Cool.
Yeah, this one will end like automatically
Okay.
at 4, so we should move to the other one.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Peace.